Hey everyone, welcome back to more Pizza Time. So we're going to go to the next part of the trial, and I don't know what's going to happen. Makes me a little nervous. But we're gonna see what happens, I guess. Okay. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I understand the defense acting like this. But why do you also seem to be distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? It's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? Looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, could you please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impax's suicide note? Yes, Your Honor, unfortunately. You discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impax herself. It's a fake. Order, order, order. Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what's going on? If this was not written by Miss Impax, then who wrote it? We need more time to do a more detailed analysis, however. It appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida. Mr. Corrida? Well, well. It looks like Miss Impax never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about Angard. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Angard could not have known that, and so that facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. This theory that Angard had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems a little wrong with it. Wait, what did I just say? Hold on. I should have tested it. I think everything's working. We're gonna find out, I guess. That would have been bad. It's fine. Everything's still working. Did I just save? There we go. Something's a little wrong with it. Hence believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Angard to not known it was fake. Would I present this? That would be my only assumption. Your response. Believe that even more... Wait. Was I presenting something? I believe that even more important than finding out if this note is real or not. Oh, is real. That is the $1 million question. Me too. Dang it. I had like no health. I guess maybe I don't remember what I just said. Oops. then should I... What did I don't know what I just said. Shoot. Back down. It's no use. Something feels wrong, but I can't put my finger on what it is. Actually, there's something I would like to ask. Mr. Edgeworth had stated something earlier to the effect of the defendant had spied on Mr. Kurita's private life. I believe this would mean that he would have known about the note as well. That's it. Yes, and so naturally. This means Mr. Edgeworth... Mr. Edgeworth... Mr. Encore would have known that the note was a fake. Order, order. See here, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I was the one who thought of the spying thing. Jumping in and stealing my thunder like that simply can't even describe it. Yes, sorry. Couldn't even brag about embarrassing Mr. Edgeworth to my grandchild, had you not. For that, I assign you a penalty. Oh. Dang it. I had a penalty for that? So I do have to present evidence. So do I present the camera? Kind of gave me a hint there for once in my life. They actually gave me a hint. What is this little item called again? A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one, but... Oh, that's right, a camera. You kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Allgard knew of the existence of this show because he was spying on the victim. Isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. Allgard would have known that the victim had forged the note. So then the defendant knew this suicide note was fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Allgard's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. Allgard monitored Mr. Kurita 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Allgard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? Order, order, order. Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like this time it is you who had dug his own grave. As I figured. As you figured? As I figured, it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you're not making any sense. When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? The prosecution can't prove Mr. Allgard's motive through the evidence. Then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Well, that's fine. That's fine. That's okay. However, this witness is a little unusual. Edgeworth stuttering. It's not like him at all. Unusual. Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of, who was it that hired Shelley to kill her to commit murder? That's impossible. Who in the... No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is that witness? It's Yes, go on, who is it? The man himself. Mr. Shelley the Killer. Oh, Mr. the Killer. Wait, Shelley the Killer? How are they gonna get him here? You mean the killer? I mean the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here? To the witness stand? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is this alright with you? Do I have a choice here? Can't really do much else. Ripley! What was that look? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. Defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it really is alright to do this. Very well then. The prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? Now then, witness. Your name and your, occupation, please. Oh. What? Very good, sir. My name is Shelley DeKiller, and I'm a professional assassin. I say, what is going on here? Your Honor. How can you remain so calm? And what is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now. Came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. DeKiller will testify to this court. So this must be what the urgent phone call he got earlier was about. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even really be sure that this is really Mr. DeKiller himself. Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelley DeKiller. I understand. Please wait a second. I'm so hungry. Maya. Maya. A voice. Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? Fence has no objections to this person. Satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley DeKiller. It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so... Now then, witness, there's one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything. What would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Corrida. Is this correct? It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Corrida. Now that we have that answered, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it, a bad dream. Shelley DeKiller. What is he going to say? I was not expecting this. What the heck? There's something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself. And that is the reason I'm here today, on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Mr. DeKiller seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. DeKiller is only stating the truth. He's no hypocrite. He's always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his clients and self thing? Seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. I don't know. I guess we'll press this first. Oops. Wrong button. We can hear anything you have to say, Larry. Can you please just tell us your clients? I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means? Sorry. Go on. This is one witness you can't badger, Mr. Wright. That's only because you don't know about my situation. The trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that is why you're testifying in this manner. This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me. But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? It's never happened before, but if it ever did... Yes. That person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly... That's enough, please no more. Very well, it was only hypothetical anyway. Seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. Doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role. The role? Person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. You, who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now. Excuse me, but would you care to die? No, I didn't say anything. They just had better watch himself. We understand, so please tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do. That egomaniacal. It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you. Now somehow, that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. Don't really care about all this extra fluff, just tell us the name already. Patient Phoenix. Try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. Seems very steadfast and closed, so you're going to have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. Was it here that he said? Hold on. Okay. What do I push? I should probably save. I realized I only have 2 bars of health. Should I present the camera? Oh. No, it's not. Load. Or do I present a person? Another person. Is he going to try to say that it was... Hold on. What did he say? Sorry. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role. Person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save themselves. Is he talking about Adrian? No. Let's try presenting the camera here. Really? No? Oh! Oh, I had to do that weird thing again. You said that your client had already broken the rules? A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can portray this person. I have no trust relation with the client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck. Assassin who has a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone. Do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think. Really. In that case, believe I'm prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. Believe we are ready. Excellent. And that is the reason. Oh. Now then, I do believe it's about time that I revealed the name of my client, don't you agree? That's different. What is it? I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness. What is the name of the client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida? That person's name is... I knew it. I knew that's who I was gonna say. Adrian Andrews. What? Witness. That is not who you told me it was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it was Adrian Andrews. What? This can't be on the phone earlier. What's going on here? I guess is that Mr. DeKiller just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back. I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. DeKiller told him a different name. Matt Ungard, perhaps? I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie. But you were the one who summoned this witness. You... Shelley DeKiller. My testimony is the truth. Defendant at the moment is Matt Ungard. Am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his article. Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive, and it has instead provided the suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility that the defendant himself knew it was a fake. Most definitive of all, you have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. DeKiller's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it's obvious to me that this means that Mr. Ungard is innocent. I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately. What now? With the way this is going, Ungard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to say Maya. Yeah, but Mr. Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And Ungard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would have absolved the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley DeKiller is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now is all one big lie. Miss Andrews, suicide note may have been fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. DeKiller himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife in the button, donating the nickel samurai costume. That's... You even have a motive. You know that Miss Celeste Impacts was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. So you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. No. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. You tell him. Tell him the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please, help me. Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Let me just do a little save. Do I take the not guilty verdict and say Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? Well, we're trying to push this back. I mean, shouldn't we still have her testify? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. Let's request to continue. Phoenix. Oops. I can't do it, Mia. Can't accept a not guilty. You're a lawyer. I know. But Matt Ungard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. Can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than Ungard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact. That is because of Edgeworth that I now know the real truth. He could have gotten Ungard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust. I never thought about it until now. But I trust him? Yes, you do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. Defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. DeKiller. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But the witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. Still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here, in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. DeKiller. Right away, Your Honor. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you need from me was the name of my client. What else could you need from me? Well, actually, we'd like to hear everything you know about the case. This is how things are usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done. But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. Your legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? As I've already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client, however. One thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime, while pretending to be the person... Ripley! While pretending to be... What did I just yell at you about? Stop it! Are you good? While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene. Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Mon Corritto was dead. Even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. This is the most unexpected turn of events. For the 5th time now? However, this time, everything has finally been revealed. Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. You still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here. Huh? Why? What is this witness has said that is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case? If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies that in that oh-so-beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes 2 of us. I guess we'll start pressing? What is it, Mr. Wright? Press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicion on his end. I have to do something to waste more time. Witness. About requesting a hit. Yes. How much is your fee? I see you're also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, you can do so after the trial. Ah, no! I wasn't thinking of hiring. Mr. Wright. Yes. You wanted to kill me. You wanted me dead, don't you? What? Why would you think something like that, Your Honor? Guilty. Mr. Phoenix Wright, you're hereby declared guilty. Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of your clients? They are your client, are they not? What? I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook the person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. Yeah. Well, a change in occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. That goes without saying, Mr. the Killer. Their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought they could run away from their guilt. Are you talking about the button and knife? Yes, and my business card. Oh, this card. So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible. I'm trying to make things easy. My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service. He's pretty devoted to his work. But to disregard everything and go and stab the deceased with the knife, even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook. It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest your plan for your alibi too. No, I already told you I have no intention of using your services, ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? From the very beginning. That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. That is odd. More pawing is the creation of the planting of the Wi-Fi button. Let's keep pressing for now. So, why do you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. Why would someone who has requested a murder to go to the crime scene anyway? That's true. So it was probably done to frame Mr. Engard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Sadly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill, that is all, and to leave my business card behind, naturally. Business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. And that's all you have to testify? Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again. As we plan to continue. I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the forced successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really. Are you really no? I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you going to do now, What are you going to do now, Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies. That's true. However, you realize that will be very bad for our client, right? I'm so confused. The one thing I know for sure is that I can't let this trial end yet. The juice? Maybe the juice? Oh, for real? No? Okay, I really thought that was it. What happened? Oh, it was this. The wrong thing. There we go. I did the wrong thing. All right. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. DeKiller. What's the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrida had been murdered. But how do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass. Mr. DeKiller's supposed client thought Mr. Corrida had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would have never left their fingerprints behind. I see your point, Mr. Edgeworth. What is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? It isn't a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail. It's not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Kurita's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange. Yes. Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix, the killer figures out what we're up to. We're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't just say things like that without any evidence. Sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyway, I'm positive there is a contradiction in the testimony. Prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. I know, I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here. I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory and I believe I made no mistakes. So you physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Okay. Guess we'll press for now. 1 week ago? Are you sure? Yes, I'm quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations. I was barely able to finish. When you requested my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you keep that in mind. Please stop. In any case, my client this time has a very specific date and time in mind. Specific date and time? Did you ask why on that specific night? No. I tried to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? I guess press further? So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear. The bear? The bear? Client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figure in Juan Correda's room. I'd like you to retrieve that item for me. You must be talking about this bear puzzle. Inside the figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference, after all. That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? Maybe? Very important. Testimony just now has made one thing clear, and that is the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Huh? Why is everyone so quiet? I think all of us already knew that. Oh, really? Witness, please continue with your testimony. Oh. To discuss and finalize a few matters. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? What was that brief pause? Shoot. I don't want to die. Press further. Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. Always meet my clients at a matter of principle. I never taken a request by telephone or email. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between a client and myself above all else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Excuse me. Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? I don't know. I guess it was very important. Of course it was very important, Your Honor. If Declare had meant his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he is mistaken. So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews? I guess so. You see, it's just as I said. I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. Now then, with the witness, please continue. So your client was Adrian Andrews? That is correct. Well, he says the two of them met. But if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with the killer's testimony. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange this time around. You have to draw more information from him, but you can't draw his suspicion. If you could do that, you should be able to find a flaw in his testimony somewhere. Talk about a delicate balance. What was this again? I already pressed that. Wait. Wait, what? Sorry. Oh, what? What? Huh? Okay. Press. Press further. So it starts kind of looking them in the eye. Is not very important. Why he meets his client is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my questions. What do you mean by that? Question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I already told you, Mr. Wright. I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. That's when I thought I can trust this person as a client. It's true what they say about talking face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? Now we say it's very important? What the heck? Huh? If I heard what I think I heard just now. I think we got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was the utmost importance. Really? That's the case. Witness, please include the statement just now on your testimony. Very well. So wait, what do I present? Do I just press it? But as we know, that's not how it turned out, correct? What do you mean? Adrian has turned out to be a client who couldn't stick to the rules, right? Well, yes. I suppose you're correct. So I'd like to check one last time. Are you sure your testimony is accurate? Okay, wait. I guess I present Adrian Andrews. Okay. I'd like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at the time. Yes, that is correct. And when you thought that he was trustworthy... How many times must I please repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelley the Killer. You had never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up. About her. So what's the issue? What did you just say now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman. The transceiver exploded. Order, order. In the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? The witness testified to the following. That he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking the request. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. the Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is without a doubt a very androgynous name. I see. Luckily for Mr. the Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one has stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so, he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What is going on? Shelley the Killer, this court demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So that means you remember something different now. Yes, of course. Please, if you allow me to testify once more. I know he's just going to spit out more lies. Very well, but this time, please tell us the truth and nothing but the truth. Yes, now I remember it. I took their request by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having to meet my clients. The request was for the murder of Juan Correda, and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. So you took this job through a letter. He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he's definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know, I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. Took the request by mail. Didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients who a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh. Come on. Come now, let's stop this game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. Alright then, just cough it up and confess. Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. the Killer met with his client? Well, I guess I don't have any proof. Sorry, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I don't have any proof. I see. Your line of questioning was just another waste of time. So for us, Your Honor, that's the nature of right and wrong. Let's just say for no, for now. And why could you not meet with certain clients? Recently, I've been receiving more and more requests. If I meet each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities. Nice business opportunities. On top of which, the times have changed. It's now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail. Electronic mail? Do you have the mail and that's... Do you have to mail that in a special insulated envelope? I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I mean by electronic mail is what is commonly referred to as email. Email. In a contest of mimicry, the judge would beat a parrot hands down. Anyway, so you took this job without having met your client, and 2 or 3 other small things. 2 or 3 other small things? Yes. What were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. What should I do? Should I let him slide with that? It'd be really bad if I pushed his buttons the wrong way and he got mad. Let's let it go for now. Just sounds like one sharp man. I should try to find a better way to do this without making him suspicious. Okay. So you're saying that you never saw your client's face, not even once? I did, once. It was when I went to give my clients the figurine. Yes, I see. Miss Andrews was wearing a mask at the time. A mask? The Nickel Samurai mask, I'm guessing. Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about this? Do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? Wait, hold on. I think I can pull something out of what he said, but it would be real bad if I did something and made him mad over something trivial. No problems with the testimony, Your Honor. We must reach the end of the rope here. Seems like we're still okay to me. It's exactly what is so bad. At the rate we're going, we'll end up completely destroying the killer's lie. If we do that, you already know how serious of a situation that will put us in. Oh yeah. I can now just pray that those items reach us in time. I did once. It's when I went to give my client the figurine. Miss Andrews was wearing a mask at the time. Mask. Like a samurai mask, I'm guessing. Would he... What? I feel like this is kind of important. One thing does sort of stick out to me, Your Honor. Witness, I think you most definitely saw your client's face. Let's recall Mr. Power's testimony. I went by myself to Matt's room. He was standing there in front of his room, still in his... Yes! Okay! Oh, this is right! Still in his Nickel Samurai costume. Matt gave the bellboy a tip. Right. You received quite a large roll of cash from Mr. Ongard. At the time, he was not wearing his Nickel Samurai mask. I don't know what we're doing right now. Order. Now that you mention it, I do remember that. Witness. Yes, then I did wander the floor as a bellboy. Received plenty of tips that night for carrying juice to various rooms. Is that so wrong? Huh? The man who gave me that tip was not my client. He is probably just a very generous person. I'm sorry, but sadly, we are not nearly so generous here. If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, then why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting? The deja vu. And isn't his salary more than enough for one man? And where is your evidence? Where is your evidence that the large roll of cash was not in fact a tip? Come, Mr. Edgeworth, show me the money. What? Mr. Attorney. Yes. You know, I think your line of questioning has been a little strange. In fact, I would say you don't seem to believe Miss Andrews is my client. Oh no, it's not like that at all. I just think lies aren't a good thing, you know. I know and I agree. Lies are not a good thing at all. I think we're on the same page now, aren't we, Mr. Attorney? Remember, if I feel threatened in any way, I'm free to cut contact at any time. Sorry. Please forgive my foolishness. If only you were this apologetic all the time. I do not see a huge contradiction here. Oh, shoot. That was the wrong... That was the wrong thing, I guess. I guess maybe... I guess we'll press this. It's the only other thing I can think of. Everything I said from this beginning has nothing to, but beneficial to your client. That's why I wonder why you're pushing to continue this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one... Wait. It's looking really bad. Just try and press my luck. Alright, I have to think. It's worth pursuing. Dang. Let's just let it go, I guess. I should try to find a better way to do this. This is hard. What am I supposed to do now? I'm worried that I'm gonna... I guess I'll check. I guess I pushed my luck. I guess. It makes me feel like I can't push my luck. We're gonna go for it. Surely that important. I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine. The assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It's inside Mr. Corrida's suitcase. Then what did you do next? Handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client. Interesting. Oh, I see. I see now. Oh, I see. I feel iffy though. I guess I'll press that. Or, I guess I'm pressing. Found this figure in Mr. Ungard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. That was also part of the plan, to frame Mr. Ungard, I'm sure. It makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? No objections for now. don't know. I'm scared. So the killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews. No, somewhere in their statement there's a contradiction. And yet, I know that if I present something trivial here, he would cut the connection on his end. Not to make a strong point, Phoenix. You have to present strong evidence. So what? I guess I have evidence. Let's save. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine. She told you to take the bear and wait for her at On Guard's mansion. Is that correct? Where are you going with this? Well, I think maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly. What? He's battle of wits and can't let up on him. I don't think it's possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. So, I guess I present the guitar case. I present this, or I present her wearing the costume. Okay. What do you think? Witness. Is it wrong? I'm sorry. I went to visit the water closet for a second. Huh? I think it's time I stated this in terms, even if you can't comprehend. Oh! Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to break... Ah! Dang it! Oh... Let me try presenting the costume. Right after the murder? Okay, well, this is still wrong. This is still wrong. I guess I present the note or the figurine? That doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Shelley the killer. If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside of it. This item. I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where is everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor, please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. I was going to burn it, for her sake. Alright. Even for a single minute. This bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands. I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it. Order, order, order. So that's where you two are going. So by the very fact of the suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells it that your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means... It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Agent Andrews to be the client. Order, order, order. Phoenix Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before. how I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's not. That's enough. If that is your intention, then there's only one thing for me to do. Wait, please. Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No, please. Not that, please, wait. Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand otherwise. What in the world? Mr. Wright, are you... Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor. I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there is a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should. Edgeworth, you can't do this. Keep this up. Maya, she'll... The prosecution, What has come over everyone? Even you are. Prosecution. Rest. What is going on around here? Prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? Oh, no. Never thought I'd see the day. This is the most unusual situation. Prosecution rests with no further questions. Then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that's the case, then, even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews. This is... Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. If I end the trial right here, right now, then your client, Matt Ungard, would be declared innocent. And in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder. Miss Andrews would be charged with murder. Prosecution has no further questions, so we now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt Ungard, to the stand. The items from DeKiller's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. Can't believe it. Come now, lies in your hands. Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You've done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least in the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent. Huh. So I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. Ungard? What an atrocious lawyer I have. Giving his own client up like this. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap. It's just as atrocious, don't you think? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Wait, what? Why did he... Should I side with justice? Or should I save Maya's life? You better get Ungard a guilty sentence. If I did that, Maya will die. Say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as the murderer. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. The person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews. Then your client, Mr. Matt Ungard, is innocent. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want, aren't you? Right. I can't do this, but I have to decide something. Can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Ungard, is... Ooh, I can't even say! Why would you do that to me? Well, since Maya said to prove him guilty, then I guess I would fulfill that, wouldn't I? We're waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Oh, I didn't say anything yet. Matt Ungard, your client deserves an answer. Maya, I'm so sorry. Matt Ungard is. What? Francesca von Karma? Where did she come from? What are you doing here? You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix, right? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool. Did you bring them? The final pieces. Do you have them? Oh, that's right. You should have known better than to ask that Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. All the items inside this. What a filthy old code this is. That's Gumshoes. I can spot the tattered rags everywhere. Apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap these items in. Fought long and hard to hold this whole trial. Not sure what's inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies this crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains for me is to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. Request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you're right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. The items do not bring up any new points. They will not be accepted by this court. Now then, Miss Von Karma, if you please. Pieces of evidence are the items left by the killer during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around, like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That's all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? No. There's no... Pistol was not required in anything. Details are not needed. Pretty sure there's no gun involved in this case. No real benefit to hearing about it. Please present the next piece of evidence. It's a videotape. Oh. Question for more details? Check the contents of that tape. Fortunately, there was no time to. Oh. I would specify that this tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow, it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Surely the killer is no ordinary man. Oh. That's definitely... Question for more details. Was that used during the crime? I'm most certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. No doubt about it. The killer was wearing this on the night of the murder. There's one thing I found interesting about the uniform. And what's that? There's a button missing on this uniform. A button. Very unique button. I'm sure if we're able to recover it, it would provide us with an interesting clue. That's all I have to present, Your Honor. It's just as I thought. And what's that, Your Honor? I'm sure we're under normal circumstances. These items from Shelley the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It's who is the client. Yes, that's correct. These 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now. Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is just a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix. I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. Can't give up now. No matter how you think about it, it's... Try for my sake. Just think about it for a sec. There's 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2? The first. Make Engard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. Engard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way. Force the killer to end his contract with Engard. If the killer were to no longer think of Engard as his client, then he will let Maya go. It's even more impossible. He's a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you can make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side? What does she mean? You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. Defense, prosecution, the judge. We've seen all pieces of evidence. That's how we have come to know the truth. One person has yet to see them all. Person does not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end. Okay, I have to save here. Because I have to get ready for work. So I'll be back later. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. I had to go to work. I was running out of time. It was taking me a little longer than I was expecting. But we're back. I'm ready to finish this thing. I would be so happy to finally finish this trial. I would be so happy. It has been quite the ride, hasn't it? Alright, well, let's go ahead and see what happens. Hopefully it's all good. Okay. Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectively sit back and listen, kids? I've already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I'm not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I'll grant you one chance. One chance. Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person. What? What am I doing? That's impossible. I turned this situation around in one try. One try. That is all I will permit. I have to try and remember everything that's happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix. Think. There must be a way to save Maya while still taking Engard down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to? I think Okay, so we're trying to get On Guard on our side or Shelly on our side. So I think our best bet is Shelly. Shelly to kill her. Why? I see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. This. I think this definitely has to be the video of him killing Juan. I'm like, too many names. I'm like, huh? What names? Well, what do you think, Edgeworth? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Okay, he's agreeing. He's going with it. So that means we're on the right track. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. All right, looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence. Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most forgettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client not to watch it, so I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you're on this tape. Me? There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true? Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted that camera? Only one person could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime. Would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Oh my gosh. Your client specified a place and time for you. Isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Matt Ongard film the crime scene? The reason why he did that is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They wanted blackmail on you. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins are above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I wanted. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? Uh-oh. Ooh. It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes, you told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break a contract in that case. We did it! And then that client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes. My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item. Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. She's right, though. Okay. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I am sort of... I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness, and... Miss Von Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Oh, it's all messed up for him now. Mr. Engard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You finally received the article you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watched this video. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict if you please. Is this alright with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. Plead guilty. Our first client that's guilty. This is crazy. Matt Engard. Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me, my wonderful self, guilty? Even if you got an article, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger, no matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore. Oh my god. As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth. We? I don't remember you helping out this much. Mr. Engard, how is Matt Engard? I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he is getting a full course meal of whipped leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. Right. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I've finally been saved. Oh, first time I ever seen her smile. I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at the moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Oh, so cute. It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. Everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned. Wow, there wasn't that much left. But I really was like cutting on time. I kind of like went over. I gave myself like 30 minutes to get ready. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yeah, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Oh, yeah. Can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Should I side with justice, or should I save Maya's life? My client, Matt Gungard, is... Is he guilty, or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then, and your answer. The answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right! Edgeworth. I have good news. Maya's now safe in police custody. Really? You're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Ah, Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya's safe. You did it! You really did it, Mr. Nick. Wow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you. You kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save... Oh, I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Oh. Thanks. Oh. What's wrong? Miss Von Karma. About earlier. Thanks. Ow. Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you're still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? For my own personal victories, and for my guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner, and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then... it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened. So I hit the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. As well as you should have. A prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that is not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally became to realize something. It was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant, but every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. Truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is fight with the knowledge we hold in everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach that one single truth. This I promise you. The truth. Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorney exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding, isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night. Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. Oh, that's why he was saying he's dead. Okay. You pathetic fool. Miss Von Karma. I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You're no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Francesca threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else. Ah! Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I know, never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this right. Okay. Nick! Maya! She's back! Oh my god, Maya, it's been so long! Maya? Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Oh, my heart! I'm gonna cry! You can't do this to me. I'm actually gonna cry. Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through! You got on guard convicted, like I knew you would. On top of that, you even rescued me. Of course I did. I knew I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever, whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, it looks like you made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Huh. What the heck was that? Oh, she's hungry. Alright, I think it's time we got out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick. Food. Grub chow, I'm starved. I'm so hungry, even you look like you're on a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib at least. Come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please. If you insist. Alright, how about we hit up a usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in my way of my gourmet food. So I decided that we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick. Food! Oh, what? What's happening? Oh! Sorry. Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. Telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him. You did it again, city boy. Felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me. I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor. Don't you reckon you bullied Mr. Wright too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it. Tonight even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now. Everyone gather around. You're gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lotta bought herself a new camera. Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal. I'm into that, pal. I'm in. You know, when you think about it, you're the one who saved the day, detective. Huh, me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have a very different ending. Well, you know, it's... Huh? Wait, that's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item. Aw, come on now. Come on, y'all, it's over. But oh boy, I'll tell ya, y'all are really something else. I wonder what the 4th item was. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped. No dull moment with you, huh? You think? Why does she look so happy about that? But being shut away for 2 whole days, weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. Where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. Sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. What is it, Edgeworth? This thing is picking something up. That's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. Can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. Afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. So I have some work to do. Huh? But, Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't eaten anything yet. And you've eaten way too much, you gluten. I've had fun tonight. Now if you excuse me. Wait. What? I just want to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. What? What do I give him? My badge. Do you want a bear? What? What do I... What? Oh, the whip. Maybe the whip. Take the whip! What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. I actually did something right for one. Every time those little things, I'm like, huh? What am I doing? I finally did it right. It looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya. Yes, Pearly. I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Pearly, would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway. So who's paying for this lovely dinner party? As if you need to ask. Everyone say, thank you to Nick. Huh? Yeah, I'm kind of at a point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. It's kind of already put your name on the bill. Huh? Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like myself. There's this camera shop in this hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. It better be anyhow for $3,000. Huh? Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. What? Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? You don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out. It's gonna be the first time I hear the real you. Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy with being a hostage and all. Alright then, if you say so. Oh! I'm done. I thought there was gonna be one more chapter. I mean, it definitely felt like an end. You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you found it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. So happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made these reservations for just the two of you, just in case. Well, pal, looks like I'm back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief. He got me reinstated from, I don't know what I said. I heard saying things letting that one go is bad for all of a society. I knew it. Crash landing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal. Oh my god, I remember her! Oh, it has been ages. I'm Maggie Bride. I'm retiring this uniform today, sir. Going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to the people who come by this restaurant, sir. I hope you stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen her. Oh. Yes, are you here to visit a patient? Dr. Hottie. Oh. Recently. Yes. That girl, you know, I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember, if I even laid so much of an eye on her, I would go, crack! Didn't matter if I got whipped, though. Yes. Ho ho. Who's he talking about? Oh, he's talking about Von Karma. It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination. With the world, we are serious. I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. What? Hey, Max. What do you think Zimbabwe's like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk? I think if there are any talking bunnies, they wouldn't laugh at most jokes. I'm ready. I'm ready. No way these jokes are gonna fall off deaf ears. I'm going to be more contemporary with my humor. Mo curls. Represent. We got our new acting all worked out. Prepared for the Hallelujah chorus. Say something, will you? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. What's this? Drat. It's just an ordinary electronic razor recharging on its stand. Can't believe this. Really, how long did they plan to make me do this? But it's Edgy Poo's idea, so that means it must have a deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me? Would they? It was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. Used to call me Queen Weddy. Treat me like royalty. This is gonna feel playing off my wheels. Burn playing with fire is dangerous because of... What? I appreciate everything you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. Oh. It's become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave in absence. I'd like to request my services. Please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. Longevity? Now it really blew up. Bye to killer. Ooh. Where are you going, Francesca? How did you know I was here? With this? That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices and his coat, for example. Oh, she still has his coat? It's just like you. Well, I planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off the things from the killer's hideout, sure I took 4 things. 4 things? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing. Can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Francesca. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father is a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be the one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you're a prosecutor, and you have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I even throw my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you can think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can, just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics. Isn't that right? Today you chased after me, after what I left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Francesca von Karma. Oh? I am Francesca von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. So you better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Oh. Phoenix Wright. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you. I'll take good care of this for peace. It must be the picture Maya drew, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. It must be. The picture and the card! She drew it on that card she picked up. Oh. It did have a bonus chapter last time, but I don't know if it's gonna have that again. It's making me save? Or saving? That's it! That's really it! What? That was all the chapters? Oh my god, it felt so long though. It definitely felt really long. Because the first game had how many? It had 5, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, now we just have Trials and Tribulations next. But no, wait for now. Oh my gosh, we're done. That's great. I was like, oh, it's over. Okay. So next time we play this game, it'll be the next one, Trials and Tribulations. So that'll be exciting whenever I get around to playing that. That'll be it. It was such a that whole trial was that whole case was like, I really liked that it was different. Like, her client was actually guilty, and like I was really excited to see how it played out, and they ended up going to jail for it. But some things I was like stumped, or I was just like, why is it like this? But I guess you could only do so much with a visual novel, so whatever. It's all based on dialogue, so I understand. It was a pain to get through, but I did like how it played out, so that was fun. But that would be it for this game. And the next time whenever I get around to playing it, we'll move on to Trials and Tribulations. I don't know when I'm gonna play it. I might take a little break. You know, I took already a long enough break playing this game, but yeah. Okay. I hope you have a good day or night wherever you are, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye!